And welcome back. Before we get into the game, we've got to spin the wheel of Scorching. So let's do that right away. I've got a selection of 10 hot sauce, 10 different flavors of hot sauce next to me, and I sample one at random based on what number the wheel lands on. So let's go. Number 2, we landed on this one earlier tonight. It's the same one. The wheel likes it. Dragon's Lair, easy game. Gonna be a 3 credits night for sure, Zergling says. I would love for that to be true. I have my doubts, though. So the number 2 sauce is Beer Cayenne. The wheel is busted. So I know for a fact the wheel can land on every number, but it likes to land on the same things, like in groups. Usually not the exact same number every time, but... Let's fill up my cracker and enjoy. I was more prepared for it this time, so it's got a little bit of heat to it, but it didn't take me by surprise this time around. I still don't taste whatever it was that made me think that made me think this tasted like barbecue sauce the first time around. So maybe that was all in my head. It's pretty good. I don't know, tonight it's whatever, because I thought it tasted kind of sweet before, but it's really just the heat and maybe a little bit of like some sort of like smokiness coming through, but really it's just the heat. I remember a comedy show doing a wheel like that. It would abruptly stop dead to make the crowd laugh. It'd be a nice trick. If I could set my wheel up to do that. Alright, so this is night 3 of Dragon's Lair. First playthrough, blind playthrough. I was stuck for a little while, but I'm starting to figure out I know where to go next. Oh, cool. Good start. Is that a skull shisha? I don't know what a shisha is. In the background? Isn't shisha the type of tobacco that you put in a... What are those called? A hookah? Yeah. I thought the shisha was the name of the tobacco. I thought the pipe itself was called a hookah. Right? You might be right. I have to look it up. It's been a long time. But no, the big. So, all right. Hang on, can I pause? So, somewhere over here, the big black skull, that's like a old-timey telephone. I mean, it's not really. It's just a toy. It's just a decoration. You pick it up and it says something spooky, and like laughs and lights up. That's probably the thing that you were seeing, though. It's hard to use the camera to point. A skull and crossbones. Oh. That's pretty good. You see, when you say the skull in the background, Sparrow, that doesn't really narrow it down for me. Derek says, I'm going to go see Megan 2. Can't wait. Hopefully that turns out alright. I think I saw the first one. That's the movie about the robot girl. Like a horror movie. I don't know. I don't really remember it very well. Oh, heard this one is bonkers in a fun way. Maybe I'll watch it if I find it on streaming on Amazon or something. When it's part of the free collection, maybe I'll check it out. Right after I watch the Ewok movies, of course. Oh, so the thing you saw in the background isn't a hookah sparrow, but I do own. I do own 2 hookahs. I've got like a small red one that's like a good like personal sized one, I guess. And I've got a larger pink one that's got 2 tubes like for sharing. But actually, that one is less fun to use. Which is good anyway. Don't smoke, it's bad for you. The one with the two tubes though, either you or your companion have to remember to hold your thumb over the tube when you're when it's not your turn, or the other person can't use it. And if you got a group sitting around a table, you know, enjoying like playing a game and enjoying some adult beverages or something like that, like it gets to be a lot to keep up with. So I preferred the personal one, just to go somewhere, sit down under a tree. No, it's put away. It's not that I'll never use it again, but like I I was into pipe tobacco for a good while. Um, but I don't know. I just kind of got out of the hobby. Hey, Lord Malachite, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. It's a later night, so I don't have to run away from you. I don't have to run away right as you're coming in tonight. I feel like I've been doing that to you a bit lately here. So I'm glad you caught us on a little bit of a later night. I'm trying to quit smoking for my girlfriend's birthday because she hates it, Ghoul says. Good luck. I don't have money to buy a real gift. I mean, I think that's a pretty stellar gift. I only smoked once, hated it, awful experience. Now you have something to do when you're fighting smoke. You have more spare money if you aren't smoking, Zergling says. Yeah, it's a pretty expensive habit. Doing Metroid on the NES, never beat it, since it's a tough game. Good luck with that, Derek. I haven't beat Metroid 1 yet myself either. It's on my to-do list. I want to do it on the stream, but I want to wait. I kind of like I've basically been kind of waiting until I can get a more powerful computer, and I can add a second camera for so people can follow along when I draw my map on paper, because I'm gonna map the game out when we play it with pen and paper, and I'd like for people to be able to follow along with the process. So, but I can't. My current map cam. I talked about map cam like 4 years ago, and I've made zero progress. I did run a lot of experiments to try and get a map cam set up on this laptop, and it just can't do it. Akis Army, welcome in. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. We finished 2 games tonight. And this is game number 3. We finished Tigger's Honey Hunt, and we finished our first playthrough of Legacy of Darkness. I still have a lot more to do in that game. That's a game where you have to play through a bunch of times with different characters to really complete it. So I'm not done with that one, but I did reach the credits for our first run. And now I'm just going to work on this one for the rest of the night. See how it goes. Frownie's not speedrunning map cam, no. I tried. Aren't you playing on a Chromebook that you reinstalled Linux with? Basically. It's not a Chromebook, I think it's an Asus laptop. It's about as powerful as a Chromebook, I think. I believe it had Windows 8 on it when I got it. And yeah, oh, I erased Windows 8, and I've been running Linux ever since. More powerful computers, a pretty low watermark. Oh. Every time I switch for Linux, it lasts for a month or two. Then there's one thing I can't do, and I return to the dark side and exist. Yeah, Linux. I'm not super great with computers. There's not a lot that I know how to do on computers, but I am, you know, as much as I am not a clever man, I can follow directions. So, like, there have been times, especially when I first switched, I would get really confused, or there'd be something, I'd create some problem because I didn't understand something about how it works, and then I'd have to search around online for a lot and try and find, like, in some forum somewhere, a series of command lines to run to save my computer. So, like, it was a little bumpy at first. It was user error, but it was difficult because, like, you don't know what you don't know. And so I get myself into all these little snafus. But fortunately, it's pretty much all worked out. And then after I started streaming, I've met several people in the chat that are super pro at Linux, and so there've been, I think, 2 times now where I've had a problem that was really tricky to solve, and I was able to get someone from the chat to help me out with it. And that was great, because it's a lot easier to just talk to a human than to go finding some esoteric, strings of Linux code online that I'm supposed to type in and run when I don't even really understand what Linux does, and I just have to trust that it's not some troll trying to get me to delete my system 32 folder or something. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. One of them was. One of them is really really significant in the Linux scene. Why'd you want Linux? So I got this computer secondhand, and so because of that, like that automatically made me a little like nervous about it because like I don't know what trouble the previous owner may have gotten into with it, and so I wanted to completely blank the hard drive, and so like to the extent of getting rid of even the operating system, and I could replace, after I, basically after I made it empty, I could put Linux on it for free. So that was the original motivation, really, and I've enjoyed using it. The version of Linux I use is called Linux Lite, and it is the most Windows version of Linux I think you'll ever see. Like at a glance, if if you if you're not super, well, I think at a glance is easy to mistake it for Windows. Like an older Windows. It's like a Windows, like it's got like the Windows 7 kind of thing. Is sort of what it reminds me of. With the right GUI, Linux can really bring an aging computer back to life, EpiPen says. I think that's part of why my computer works so well for being as ancient as it is. Um, because it's a really old computer, but I think it's working really well. I missed a lot of the chat. Sorry. I'm skimming through it now real quick. I was/am pretty terrified that if I smoke at all, I'll really like it and get addicted, so I never let myself start at all. I mean, that's the wise move. Always nerve wracking, Cal says. Much easier to have a trusted helper. Indeed, indeed. No, Derek, I haven't done Metroid on the NES. We'll do it on the stream one day. I work with Linux daily now, Sparrow says. Most of my problems were with wine, but now that Valve is invested in this Proton thing, I need to try that again. Yeah, I haven't done much. I needed to. I was trying to run a particular program with wine at one point, but it just wouldn't do the thing I needed it to do. I was trying to convert some Commodore 64 files, and just didn't work out. But I don't think it was wine's fault. I think it was my fault. It was a big headache. Have you seen Budafingers around lately? Yeah, yeah. Every now and then. If you're running hard on a computer after all these years with a computer that came with Windows 8, we were talking about a computer that's almost 15 years old. Yeah, I don't know exactly how old it is, but yeah, it had Windows 8. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Windows, yeah, Linux Lite is made to be super comfortable for Windows users. Yeah, I don't know what that. I don't know what that other one is. I want to try Linux Mint in your next iteration. Very similar. Same Ubuntu under the hood. After running light, still very Windowsy, but a little more Linuxy. I will see. I'm very much a don't mess with success kind of person. Once I find something I'm used to and something I like, I'm very hesitant to change until I'm forced. But we'll see. Linux Mint is what I run when I use Linux. These plat. It's a very Linuxy attitude to have. The thing that drives me the most crazy about this game is that well, it's one that just walking across the platforms doesn't work the way that it's supposed to. And I get robbed of a billion lives. Ah. But the thing that really drives me crazy is the controls are reversed. They put jump on the B button. You never put jump on the B button. Why would you do that? Linux broken. Absolutely nothing works. It's inspired by Windows. Oh no. Ah. I'm out of lives. I'm gonna restart. Just go ahead and throw that last one away and take it from the top. You'll probably love Metroid 1 because it's old school, hard, and cryptic. So I've played a little bit of it back in like 2015, 2016, somewhere around there. Long before I was ever even thought about streaming, I was gonna play through Metroid 1, and I was doing it blind. So I've played about a third of the game, I think. I was using the manual, and I was drawing my own map, but I was also playing with permadeath. Because I hate refilling all of my energy at the start of every life. So I was like, it's more fun to me to just restart the whole game than to sit here and grind this energy. So I got really good. At finding the ice beam and the high jump boots and the Varia suit. And I got really good at finding Kraid. But I could never find Ridley. I feel like I had to have gotten close because I got so deep into the map. But I could just never find him. The gold I'm gonna declare is basically pointless. Because no matter how much gold I collect, that lizard guy is just gonna appear and steal it all out of my pockets anyway. So I'm gonna train myself to just not care about the gold moving forward. And if it turns out that I need to get a bunch of gold to get the true ending or something, then I'll learn how to collect it later. don't know why it would give me a candle. I don't know why it gives me a candle refill there. Because I don't have an opportunity to use the candle before that point anyway. Oh no. Come on. I thought that I miscounted. It's only 2. I only had to count to 2 and I still miscounted. Yeah, I see. Unfortunately, there is nothing of value I can add to any of this conversation. I won't tell anyone. Oh, yeah, the Game Boy Metroid is still one for me to do too. That one I've never played, so I'm not really thinking about it too much until I'll probably do the NES one first. I don't know how you can play this. I chose to play this. That's the worst part about it, right? Is that I willingly pick games like this. It's not. It's not that horrible, except when it's being really horrible. Like that. Ah. I don't have any Linux know-how, only Linus know-how. So if we have questions about Charlie Brown's friend, I've got you, Cal says. That's a little bit more in my wheelhouse. I have a very strong affection for Peanuts. Um, you know, naturally from just growing up with a lot of the specials, and I got into the comic strip for a while. I can't say that I've read the majority of the Peanuts content that exists, but I've read a very heavy sampling of it. And I in high school, my theater group in high school, we did a performance of the Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown Christmas for the stage, and I had the role of the man himself. Were you a good man, Charlie Brown? I mean, I tried my best. I tried my best to be. Toy Story 2. No, that one's been recommended to me, and I'd be interested to play it at some point, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. If it's available on the Nintendo 64, I'd probably play that version. I have no doubt the PlayStation version's probably the better version, but usually when the same game is on both consoles, if I have a choice to play a game on Nintendo 64 or the PlayStation 1, I usually play it on the Nintendo 64. Even if I know I'm getting a worse version. Tell Butterfingers hi next time I see him. If I remember, I will, Sparrow. I see him. I see him every now and then. He shows up here. You know, maybe once or twice a week or so, and I see him in other chats every now and then. Some of the streamers I'm friendly with. Love all the specials myself for Peanuts, like the one where they go to camp. I don't know if I have that one. I've been kind of collecting them on DVD. I know I've got Christmas and Easter. I think I have You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Maybe Halloween. I've got the Halloween one. Oh no, I've got five. I've got 5 DVDs. I think each DVD has 2 specials on it. I recently played Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation. Had a good time 100%ing it. Malachite says, need to play the re-release. Toy Story 3 for the PSP. Platinum to the PS3 version back in the day. Does Charlie ever get to kick that football? I don't think I've ever seen it happen. What's your favorite of the specials? I mean, I'm really partial to the Christmas and Halloween specials. I think I've actually seen the second Christmas special more than the first because that's the only one that I had on a tape as a kid. Though I do think the first is the better of the two. The Christmas tree. Yeah, there's a second one. It's called "It's Christmas Time Again," Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is selling Christmas wreaths door to door, and his Sally is really excited about her role in the Christmas play that year. I don't want to say too much and spoil it about what happens. Never knew there was a second one. I'm surprised they've done live action Peanuts. I know they've done like, you know, theatrical, like they've done like plays. Mm. Sorry, I feel like there's a good chance I missed. I feel like there's a good chance I missed significant portions of the chat. So if anyone's left me a comment that that I seem to have ignored, I probably just didn't catch it. I'm doing real bad in this game tonight too. I can't. This game doesn't give me the benefit of dividing my focus. Uh, Is there a time when an adult sounded like they were talking and not just mumbling like they do? Again, not that I recall. I'm you know, while I would say I'm definitely fond of Peanuts, I'm far from an expert. There were 3 Christmas specials? Charlie Brown's. I thought Charlie Brown's Christmas Tales was just a compilation of the first 2 specials. I didn't know that was actually a unique thing. Isn't the sound of the adults talking, isn't that made with a muted trombone? I'm not gonna survive this encounter. My energy is way too low. Christmas Tales is its own set of stories? Not a compilation. Well, that's groovy. Because I actually bought that, assuming that I was duplicating something. So that's cool to know. I got something that was worth picking up a copy of. Alright, well that's the furthest we've been tonight. Need to get to bed. I'm working 5.5 hours. Have fun, everyone. Thank you for being here, Kusarigama. Hope you sleep well. Hope you have a smooth day at work. Low stress, high productivity. That's what Frownie heard as a kid when someone told him how to beat a game. I wish. I wish it every time someone put a spoiler or a backseating comment in the chat that it would just turn into gibberish. To be clear, as a kid, I was not the madman that I am nowadays. I mean, I know you're just making a joke, but I just want to emphasize that I very much was in favor of receiving help to get through video games as a kid. Like, you know, when I played Mario 64, like, to 100% that game, I leaned heavily into a walkthrough. And I would do that for other games too. Robbed myself of a lot of experience. Wasn't a good thing to do. But I didn't know better back then. Fortunately, I didn't actually have a lot of access to most, I didn't have a lot of access to a lot of things that would help me out. I didn't have a lot of friends that knew the same games I knew, so there weren't like people I could like trade info with in real life. And my access to like gaming magazines and walkthroughs and stuff was really limited. So like me having the like strategy guide for Mario 64 was a very unusual kind of situation. The foot book. I know that book. Left foot, right foot, feet, feet, feet. How many feet you meet. I memorized that book as a kid too. A very similar situation where I memorized a lot of storybooks and sometimes video game text, so I could give the illusion that I was reading. But long before I could ever read, so I can relate to that experience a lot. The walkthroughs in magazines are almost a rite of passage, Sparrow says. There's that one kid on the playground whose uncle worked for Nintendo. Uh, it's been such a gloomy, overcast afternoon, and now the sun wants to come out for the last hour of the day. I don't know about you, but I really hate that. I mean, I'm usually up for overcast weather. Yeah, I don't have any clear memories of actually learning to read and understand writing and letters and words and whatnot. As a vampire, I hate when the sun chooses to come out. It's so inconvenient having to make sure no one catches a glimpse of your sparkly skin. I love only cast, but only if it stays that way. I've adjusted my mindset to the overcast. When the sun comes out, it feels like it ruined it somehow. We had a good thing going with this cloudy day. Now you come along and ruin it. No, I blundered my jump. Been super hot here, Kiss Army says. Sorry to hear that. It's actually been really decent for where I am. It's been in the 60s. I'll take that. I'll take that weather. Yeah, maybe the 70s. It was in the 60s today, though. Which is good. I like not having to run my aircon. I hate this game. Why? Why are you like this? Why are you like this, Dragon's Lair? One of the effects of not like having access to outside help, though, also when I played games as a kid, was that I didn't beat a lot of games. Um, the majority of the games that I owned and rented, I mean, the games I rented, I never had a prayer of beating. But even the majority of games I owned, like I played a ton, but never beat a lot of them as a kid. I did 100% Yoshi's Island though, and I did that one blind, which was quite the achievement. That was the first and for a long time only game I 100%ed all on my own. Even Mario World on the Super NES, even though I beat the game a lot of times, I don't think I ever 100%ed until way later. Why is this so bad? It's taking a lifetime. I did that with Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 and Dino Crisis. 100% of those. Nicely done. I never played Dino Crisis or Resident Evil 1 or 3, but I played Resident Evil 2. Played the remake of 1. I never 100%ed a Resident Evil game. Though I did like them quite a bit. You've unlocked memories of my school friend's mother teaching me to read. I think we had this program at our school where parents could assist the teacher in learning. I have a deep memory, EpiPen says. My parents read with me a lot when I was a kid. I don't remember them teaching me much about reading. Like not in a formal way, but they certainly read with me a lot. My mom in particular. Read a lot of storybooks. Jelly and I read a lot of storybooks with Baby Man now. Not that he can really, I mean, I don't know what he absorbs of them, but, you know, we read him usually 3 or 4 storybooks a day between the two of us. Mom and dad helped me with reading as a kid from schoolwork and such growing up. Yeah, I mean, my parents helped me with my like homework sometimes too. That's true. But I don't like, I don't know. They never like, I wasn't like homeschooled to any degree or anything like that. Like, they didn't come up with like their own lessons to like try and teach me something. Um, well, right now I'm not really stuck, Kiss Army. I'm not really stuck in that, like, I don't know what to do. I've only made it so far in the game just before, like, just before I take too much damage or lose too much lives. Like, my PB isn't really an issue of being stuck as it is being just not good enough at the game in general and getting bad luck in a couple places a lot. So I was stuck last time we played it. I was stuck. I didn't know where to go or what to do. Currently, I know what to do at least. I have 100% for Resident Evil 4, 7, 8, 3 remake, and 4 remake. Missing a single DLC trophy in the 2 remake. I do have the platinum. That's a lot of Resident Evil under your belt, Lord Malachite. I really only know the GameCube RE1 and the Nintendo 64 RE2. Those are the ones that I have spent the most time with, and definitely haven't 100% at either of them. I think the storybook thing is a dying art. I don't call my niece or other friends' kids being as excited about them as I recall in generations prior. I think if you can keep an iPad away from baby Frownie for as long as possible, you'll be doing a great service. Yeah, Jelly and I are not really. We don't have any ambitions of giving him a phone or tablet or anything like that. We're not super like we're not. We don't keep him 100% away from screens altogether because we do put on like these like educational, quote unquote educational, like baby DVDs for him sometimes in the background. They're like 20 minutes long. So we might, particularly after he's eaten, to get him to kind of chill out and digest for a while, we'll put something like that on. But we're both pretty not eager to give him a lot of access to phones and tablets and such. Let me PR spin this for you. Frownie could beat this game easy, but he's finding alternate ways to beat it, Nick says. Well, I put quotes around educational. Uh cuz yeah, they don't appear to be they don't appear to have any educational value to me, but you would love the Spyro games. I played Spyro 1, and you're right. I loved Spyro 1. I thought that was fantastic. At least give him coffee, apple slices, and cheese, right? Right? Someday. We'll give him the apple slices and cheese. Might have to wait a while for the coffee. You ever seen Coco Melon? They sure do make uneducational baby shows. I have not seen Coco Melon. I don't know about that one. Yeah, Frowny over here bragging he already knows everything on the baby DVDs. Yeah, what is this remedial nonsense? Baby education standards are sorely lacking. Oh no. Oh, they're not educational. If they're not educational to me, they're not educational. This room is the furthest room I've seen. I haven't made it all the way through this room. And I might not right now. Master Tuesday, welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Can I have a mod shout out Master Tuesday for me? Tuesday doesn't stream all that often, but if you're lucky, you'll catch him live. And he's been doing Zelda randomizers. I've caught him a little bit here recently. He does Zelda randomizers with crowd control. So, if you think I've got patience... I don't know what that letter P does. Thanks for the shout out, no problem. I've been appreciating being able to have your streams up in the background Tuesday. So no problem at all for me to try do my part to encourage more of them. Uh-oh. Hey, thank you for being here, Sparrow. Always great seeing you, my friend. Good luck with your good luck with the emergency. I hope that it is I hope it turns out to be less dire than it may seem. How do you feel about Barney and showing that to someone small? I think it helped kids growing up. My brother and I grew up with it. So, I don't know that I have anything against Barney. I'm not really familiar with him, actually. I mean, I kind of am. I'm a little old for Barney myself. My sister watched it. I have a little bit of, like, secondhand exposure. She's a bit younger than me. Frownie thinks Barney is super de-duper. I mean, maybe. I'd have to look at it. I think I'm quite a ways off before Baby Man is gonna be like really. I think I got another year or two before. I really need to look into that. I'm excited to watch Fraggle Rock with Baby Man. No! The jump and attack are backward. Every moment where it really counts, I do the wrong one. Love watching those Thomas the Train as a kid. Was a huge fan of those shows and Trains. Yeah, that one I didn't really watch either. I watched I watched Fraggle Rock. I just mentioned that. I watched some Sesame Street when I was a kid. I remember watching that. Fraggle Rock is like the gateway to South Park. I'm not. I've not heard that connection before. There are studies that actually show the frequent jump cuts in Cocomelon worsen babies' attention spans, which I think is as uneducational as you can get, Cal says. Yeah, I mean, you've sold me on avoiding it, I think. That alone sounds pretty, I just made it up, and I stand by it, EpiPen says. I don't know. Jelly and I are a little bit of an odd case, right? Because we really disconnected from a lot of like contemporary media. Like we don't watch TV and we don't really follow movies and all that kind of stuff. So we don't know a lot of like what's out there, generally speaking. And like we're very old to be first time parents. And so like a lot of our friends that have kids, like all of their kids are way further along than ours is. So we don't. I guess Jelly probably knows more about this stuff than I do, though. Because Jelly works in a library as a children's librarian, so she probably does know what's out there, but just because I'm disinterested in a lot of it. I assume because we don't engage with a lot of it in our home, that I assume it's both of us, but I'm sure Jelly knows what's going on. It's not for you, Frownie. It's for Baby Man. Well, I mean, if it's it's like you just said, this this thing that damages children's attention spans. Like, if Jelly's aware of it, then she's probably also aware of that, and that's why she probably hasn't made me aware of it. You don't have to be interested in the baby show. Well, I mean, it's important, right? It's important for you to take an interest in the type of media that you are feeding into your children's minds. Jelly probably won't learn anything about a baby DVD either, but probably also won't brag about it. I've heard Bluey is a really good kid show. It's also Australian, so like, you know, that makes it the best, Tuesday says. I can respect that opinion coming from a completely unbiased source. Of the Muppets growing up, I thought it was so funny. Yeah, I'm a Muppet fan. Kind of like Muppets is kind of like Peanuts to me though, where like I'm a fan of what I know of the content, but I'm I'm limited in like the percentage of what's out there that I know. Like I'm not really familiar. Like I'm familiar mostly with the Muppets through some of the feature films. I've had very little. I've had very little engagement with like the old Muppet Show, um, or any of its like revivals. Really, I hear that like the original show is supposed to be like some really good stuff. I actually think I have a season or two of it on DVD, but I haven't watched any of it. Muppet Christmas Carol is my Christmas movie. I mean, it's the best one. I love the first Muppet movie, and the second one was good too. Is the second one the Great Muppet Caper? Is that the second one? Yeah, I need to track down a copy of that one. It's been too long since I've seen that one. Big Bird movie is underrated too. Follow That Bird. Yeah, that one's good too. I think I've got that on DVD. I've discussed that on the stream before. Oh, but part of what I didn't really finish the thought that I was building on earlier. So one of the things is like I said, like Jelly and I don't really do broadcast television, and we don't really do like a lot of streaming stuff either. Like we watch a lot of stuff on physical media, and I'm the one that's like mostly responsible for building our physical media collection. So when it comes to stuff to add to our library to show Baby Man, like we're at, like it's kind of it's stuff that I'm nostalgic for is what I add into our library. And when I come across other stuff that's obviously made for kids, but I got no idea about it. I'm like, I don't know what this is. So like I'm not like so I don't add any of that stuff to our collection. So I don't know. There's a good chance that he's gonna grow up and feel a little bit like a time traveler. I think Baby Man is gonna grow up and be like Brendan Fraser in Blast from the Past. uh, oh I wait at thrift shops. I'm buying everything at thrift shops. we've got a couple different ones around town, and you know, I'll go out, I don't know, a couple times a month and just see what they have. Been buying music at thrift shops lately. I hadn't listened to a CD in like a decade, but it's kind of fun digging for gems. I think the Big Bird movie is on YouTube for free. Put that car CD player to use. I just cannot believe how much the A and B button being reversed just demolishes me. I mean, I can because it's been a continual problem, but the reason I never stop complaining about it is it never stops bothering me. I like collecting this axe. A phone holder mounted in the CD slot. That's how little you used it. Yeah, it has got to tank the hits there, unfortunately. Jelly uses the CD player around Christmas time. She'll, That's just about the only thing that we, the only CDs that we sort of have are Christmas music. I mean, I've got a... I'm sure I've got a box of, like, old CDs stored, like, packed away in a closet somewhere. But, like, so far as ones that we actively keep out. I mean, we're not listening to it all year round. But that's the big time of year. Hey, Sark, good to see you. Welcome in. Oh no, Frownie, why? This is one I've been wanting to play this for a long while, and yeah, it's horrible. I've definitely made a mistake. Shoutouts to Sark, one of my favorite streams. A colossus of retro achievements. This game takes cinematic platform to the next level. So that's the thing, is like, I was like, I'm gonna go into this game, I'm gonna play it blind. I knew the first screen. Like, I didn't really know how to beat it, but I'd seen the first screen before. And I knew it was a cinematic platformer, and that was pretty much the extent of my knowledge. And I spent a good several hours being really stuck. Like, not knowing how to find a new room. And eventually I found this one. But I've never made it through this room. I've made it really far into this room, but I've never made it to the end of it. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. If I ever do get out of it. I want to take this axe back to that Lizard King. And, make him regret all the times he's been mean to me with this axe, but I can't seem to, well, I can't make it out of this room, and if I do make it out of this room, I don't know that I'm still going to have the axe equipped, because there's a dagger pickup part of the way through that I don't know how to avoid. But those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. I 3D printed one of those holders, but I don't use it for a phone. It's more of a decoration holder. Oh, hey, Disco Bear, welcome in. Sorry if I missed you before. Chat's been a little busier tonight than I'm usually used to. A bunch of hard rock and metal CDs, a few country put in. Love my metal and hard rock. Got a 400 CD changer with a remote. 400? The first screen alone is just so telling of the rest of this game. Yeah, well, fighting that dragon is not a lot of fun. Fighting a dragon should be like one of the most fun things you can do in a video game, and in the case of this one, I can't recommend it. Oh, I got lucky there. I did the wrong jump. I got lucky there. Should have been curtains for old Frownie. I'd love to see someone do a damageless playthrough of this. A 400 CD changer is peak 90s, 2000s prestige. Would it be a spoiler if I mention a regional difference? You can share it. Sorry, thank you for asking first. But yeah, I give you permission, my friend. I'd be curious to know. I hope it makes me happy that I'm playing this version. uh, U version game is a giant snake boss there, rather than the snake gauntlet. I think we might have got the worst version. I think I'd rather fight a giant snake boss. That sounds a lot more interesting. I wonder why they changed that. I'd be really happy to play a different version that didn't have the jump and attack buttons reversed. Increase the difficulty so that you'd rent it again. It should be an easy thing to adjust to, like, I know, but that part right there is really irritating. I die there so much. Pretty sure the snake boss is harder than the gauntlet. It's more interesting, though, right? I know I should be able to adjust to the reverse controls, but I just have so many, like, tens of thousands of hours of playing NES games with the controls one particular way. So when a game does it wrong, I can't get used to it. My muscle memory is impossible to overcome. That's not my problem. That's killing me here, by the way. I'm complaining about it because it's annoying me in small scale ways. along the way that don't kill me but cause me to take damage. Uh, reversed A and B controls are terrible. It is just driving me up the wall. At every opportunity to get it wrong, I just do. I just don't. I can't fix myself. Out of focus here. The dreaded up to jump. Oh yeah, up to jump is super gross too. Oh, welcome in, Raiders. Hey, good to have you here. Juker, thank you very much for the raid. The Sausage Isles. Welcome to Dragon's Lair. First playthrough, blind playthrough. This is Dragon's Lair on the NES. I'm on night 3. I figured out how to do a few things in the game, but I still can't seem to get very far. I hope you had a great stream tonight. I'd like to take a moment and share what you're up to. We'd love to hear it. But yeah, we've had a really successful night. I 100%ed Tigger's Honey Hunt on the Nintendo 64. And then we completed our first playthrough of Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. And now I'm just getting a little bit more practice in on this game. It'd be great to beat this one too, but I don't think that's probably in the cards for me. Not tonight. Definitely gonna, keep playing it however many nights it takes, but I think it might take a lot of them. This game's real mean. It's pretty brutal. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Let me turn around. Trying to find somewhere I can just stand for a moment. I don't know what it is. I always prefer to just stand still in a game. I don't really like to use the pause button. Welcome in, Commander Keen, Arcade Park. Good to have you with us tonight. And we got a new follow. Thank you for that. I'll let you be anonymous if you like, but I do appreciate you. Thank you for that. Played a great selection of games tonight on Jukebox. Found a wacky Japanese quiz game about America. Oh yeah, I forgot that the bot is calling out follows now. I don't know why it started doing that. I don't know how to make it stop either. I don't understand. I wonder. I played what's it called? Kid Dracula. Jim Locke, welcome in. Hey, thank you. Glad to be here. Grateful to have you here. I played Kid Dracula on the Famicom, and there's a quiz show part of the way through that game, and I can't read Japanese, so I had to brute force the answers to get through it. But I did wonder if the questions in that quiz show were America themed, because I feel like that stage, if I'm remembering the right game, I feel like that stage had an American aesthetic to it. It had an official translation, yeah. Um, I own I own the Famicom copy is was the only one that I owned. I had it physically, so I was like, well, I'm just gonna play this. I didn't know there was a quiz in it. I was I was a couple hours into it already when I found that out. So I think I might have I think I have it translated in one of the. Is it in the? If it's in the Konami collection on the Switch, I think I might already have it there. I'm not sure. Um, so that was my opportunity to play a Japanese quiz show about America, but unfortunately, it was a little bit more Japanese than I was able to manage. So if you're new to this stream, I'm overwhelmingly a retro streamer. We do new stuff on the Switch every now and then, but mostly it's sort of 8-bit to 64-bit, generally speaking. I like really challenging platformer games. I love Super Ghouls and Ghosts and Castlevania and Contra and stuff like that. I love janky trash games like What You See Tonight. I like to play a lot of licensed games. I try very hard to 100% most of the stuff that we play, um, especially if it's especially if it's on the lower quality end for some reason. I really feel compelled to 100% those titles. Um, and I prioritize an extremely strictly blind approach to everything I play. I try as much as humanly possible to avoid reading manuals or receiving any information from the chat. I want to try to make it through every game with only what comes directly off the screen available to me. And I usually make it, but only after many, many, many hours of suffering. Like everyone, of course, I do have a breaking point. If I'm stuck in a game for about maybe 10 or 12 hours on stream, then I might let the chat give me a hint. Have you ever asked for help? I do. I do ask for help every now and then. A couple times a year. Just maybe. I think the worst of it was I was stuck in Battletoads. My first playthrough of Battletoads took 95 hours. Um, because original hardware, no warps. I didn't even know there were warps in the game on my first playthrough. I think someone mentioned them at one point, but I never found one. Um, but I got stuck in Battletoads real bad. I was stuck on the Klingerwinger for a long time. I couldn't figure out how to play that stage. And then of course like I would get there and then like it takes an hour to get there. And then I'd get there and I'd lose all my lives and it's like, well, now I gotta play the whole game again to get another shot. And so I was stuck in that pattern for a couple weeks. And then finally, I let one of the chat members give me a hint for how to beat the Klingerwinger after I stuck there for a couple weeks. And then, and then after he told me what to do, I said, "Nah, that feels too much cheating. I'm not too much like cheating. I'm not going to use that hint." And I didn't, so I was stuck there for even longer. And that's a pretty good that's a pretty good encapsulation of how this stream kind of goes. Excuse me. I'm making myself I'm choking on my own laugh. That's peak Frownie. the cool thing about the really blind approach, though, is like when I am able to make it through a game, like sometimes if I don't know the best way to do something in a game, then sometimes I make it through in a really ridiculous way. So you might get to see something kind of new, or sometimes I turn my first playthroughs into accidental challenge runs because there's some basic mechanic that I never learn. Like when we played Spawn on the NES, or sorry, the Super NES, and in Spawn you have a whole bunch of magic abilities that you're supposed to use to get through most of the game, especially the bosses. You got like 100 different magic abilities, and I found exactly 0 of them. So I went through it. I went through the entire game with nothing but just the basic punches and kicks the whole playthrough, and it turned my first pass into a nightmare difficulty run. That was my experience with Spawn, Sark says. Oh, I'm in good company. It had to be quite the event. Yeah, I was told by some of the chat that they had been watching in horror as I repeatedly failed to find what would have helped me make progress over and over again. But every now and then I ask for help. I had to ask for help for. I needed a little bit of help with one of the rooms in Pugsley's scavenger hunt when we played that. I was stuck there for a few hours. So I remember that. I had needed help to find one of the doors in Star Tropics. There's a door hidden behind an enemy that I was just blind on. I overlooked it again and again. I got really stuck when I played Shadowgate 64, but the thing about that one was no one in the chat had ever played the game, so I just remained stuck. No one could help me out. I like that game a lot. Shadowgate 64 is really good, but there's a couple items that you need that they're really camouflaged by the Nintendo 64's blurry textures. And if you don't have the camera set just right, the action button doesn't pick them up. I miss this jump every single time. I don't know what it is about that one ledge, but I just cannot help but blunder it. Normally I just run there, but it really seemed like something was out of sync. have a copy of the arcade version of this, I think on the Wii. So if I ever do survive the NES game, if we ever make it through, I think I am going to do the arcade version as well. And I do know that it's radically different. That it's like it's like all QuickTime events. It's all movie and QuickTime events. So I imagine I'm actually going to hate it more than this game. Because I'm pretty notorious for disliking cutscenes, and a game that's like basically all cutscenes is probably going to wear on my patience pretty rapidly. I hope it doesn't, I mean, I imagine people stream it all the time, so I'm hoping it's not going to cause me like copyright problems. Imagine being so frail you crumble to bones from having a rock lightly thrown at you. You see, I would really like to make fun of this guy for being that fragile, but my favorite video game is Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So I think I think from inside my glass house, I shouldn't make fun of anyone. I shouldn't make fun of anyone for their resistance to stones. No! Every single time! Why can't he step across that gap? I don't understand. He does it here just fine. I've done it twice in a row now, and on that other one, I fall every time. I don't know what's different about it. I can't afford... I can't afford to lose these lives. To be fair, Arthur takes 2 hits. And that's why it's a better game than this. I just can't believe it. I cannot believe it. Absolute agony. I know I'm just doing the same thing every time, but the thing about it is sometimes it works. If it would just work on my first life instead of my last life, then we'd be through, it'd be over with, and I'd be able to move on. But it seems to only work when I'm completely out of lives. there's something about that counter in the upper left that makes it impossible to step. If that counter is more than one, then it's just impossible to step off this platform for some reason. I don't know how they can be connected, but they definitely are. Alright, from the top. No sense in carrying on. Not like this. That's the real pain of the situation, is that I get robbed of all my lives there, but I'm not even ever very far along in the game anyway, so... Oh, let's lose the hat for a while. I'm starting to feel kind of warm. Oops. Falling through the platforms in that elevator room is devastating. Did something happen with your webcam, or are you going for that VHS quality look? Yes. I don't know what happened to my webcam. It's been pointed out to me several times, but I don't know what caused it, and I don't know what to do about it. And I actually can't even see it because I keep the stream preview so small I keep the stream preview so small on my laptop. I never even saw it. I can't even see it. But yeah, I've been told it's kind of weird. I don't know what to do about it. So yeah, I said earlier tonight. I said, well, just imagine that the webcam's running on an RF antenna. We have another raid. It's Narblast. Hey, good to see you, Nar. Welcome in. Hello, streamer. Spyman Jay, welcome in. I hope you had a great stream tonight. I imagine you've played this game already, Nar. Nar is a huge NES fan. He's trying to do every single game on real hardware with real cards. And to beat them, you know, as blind as is reasonably possible. And I know a lot of people start challenges like that, but Nar is going to finish it because he's like almost 500 games in now. Absolutely fantastic stream. He also does like challenges, like sort of like what are they called? Like speedrunning, sort of like competitions, like relay race type things through like the like these challenges where he has to go through like 8 Master System games or something all in one as a race. Oh, and RA. He's been doing a lot of RA lately too. I don't think I'd ever want to play every game on any system. I think I could complete the Virtual Boy library. I think I could make it through that one. I just wouldn't be able to slog through all the sports titles. Those are the things that would really get me, like the sports and the like the gambling games, like super Vegas stakes or super backgammon or something like that. Those would be pretty rough for me. One time my cam broke, look, I had some sort of 80s filter on it. I mean, it just seems like an improvement to me. yeah, something's up with my camera. If I remember, I'll see if I can do something to fix it, but I think probably it's just going bad or something. It's a super cheap camera. Hit the halfway point, Nar says, no turning back now. Had fun a few times, but mostly agony. The bases loaded set of games was rough. This one wasn't terrible, but not really great either, Nar says. I'm having a pretty bad time with it here lately. I just can't seem to get all that far. Hopefully the camera's dying of age and you aren't currently being exposed to a ton of radiation. Is that a possibility? Do webcams go radioactive? Cameras get really grainy when there's a lot of radiation present? Oh my. I wonder what I'm supposed to do about that. You know what? My house is old enough, it's probably got lead-based paint. I'm sure that'll protect me from the radiation. I wonder why. I wonder what would make my basement more radioactive than it was before. Oh, I don't like this game. See what it did? Made me fall through the platform. That was uncalled for. The camera quality gives a nice retro aesthetic vibe. Well, that was the glass half full perspective that I was wanting to take anyway. Optimism's really easy when it requires me to do nothing. Yeah, a little snow? A little snow is good for the aesthetic. A little snow is good for the aesthetic anyway. I mean, I'm already capturing a composite signal and broadcasting in standard definition. What's a little snow but added authenticity? Why? That is unfair. I was on the far side. I was standing on the platform. That pitfall was not a part of my world at all. At that point. And this game just lied and said it was and pulled me down there anyway. I know I've heard this music in another game before. Let's go. This is the furthest I've been tonight. My all-time PB is a little further along, but this is the furthest I've seen tonight. I've made it up to the next jump. but haven't cleared it. Because I've got that dagger before. Suffered the heartache of having my axe taken away. Aw, I walked too early. No. From the top. Jumping in place. This guy jumping in place. On the one hand, I know I shouldn't throw a bunch of unnecessary daggers because it eats up my energy, but I mean, the thing is, like, if I don't, then I'm gonna be hit by an endless barrage of enemies and have my energy eaten up either way. Oh, cool. It's kind of like there's really just nothing I can do to avoid having my energy drained. It's not really an energy meter. It's really just a timer. It's going to continually tick down whether I do or don't do anything. So I might as well not even think about it too much. And that's kind of how I approach it. Just tank a lot of hits. Just don't think about it too much. This might be the last run that we make at this tonight. Unless I have some sort of mind, like, earth-shattering discovery. I think I have to call it after this attempt. I don't know if there'll be a stream tomorrow night. I left the schedule open because I would like to stream, but I have some IRL stuff going on in the afternoon. And I'm not at all certain that I'll be able to make it tomorrow night, but I'll announce in the Discord sometime in the evening a little bit ahead of time. If I do stream, it'll be more of this. So I've got high incentive to make it happen. It's kind of a joke, but I really do want to. I really do want to conquer this game. So it's also kind of not. But if I don't make it tomorrow, then we'll be back next week, probably on Tuesday. I would normally stream on Sunday, but for the next couple weeks, on Monday next week, our dog has an appointment at the vet. And the Monday, the week after that, our baby has an appointment at the hospital. And both of those are early Monday mornings. So I'm probably just going to have to skip the stream Sunday night to be up for it. If I get really lucky, I might be able to do an early stream on one or both of those Sundays. But I figure it's better to under-promise. How do you like this game so far? It kind of goes back and forth. When I'm actually making progress, I feel like it's not the worst thing ever. I mean, I don't like cinematic platformers much to begin with, so, like, it's at a disadvantage if I just don't like this type of game. But, like, when I'm actually solving what to do and seeing new things, then, like, I'm okay with it. But it's never really better than okay at any time. Have you already done... I've probably asked you this. I've probably asked you this more than once, too. But have you already done Air Fortress, Nar? You've not done Air Fortress. I hope you have a good time with that game. Is it the best? I kind of like it. It's part side-scrolling shoot 'em up, part like kind of like Metroid style levels that get increasingly more brutal. It's a pretty tough game. But I have some really good memories of it. Captain Skyhawk on the NES is a good 2.5D shooter. No one really talks about. I've actually owned a copy of that game for a really long time, and for whatever reason, just never bothered to give it a try. I've been robbing myself of a experience. I'm shocked it didn't put me through the platform. Every time I hit the wrong button. It's crazy. I saw that skull coming toward me for like half an hour, and I'm like, alright, I gotta shoot that skull. Gonna try Superman on the NES for RA. I need to do a first playthrough of that one. I think that could be an interesting game to try and puzzle out, because it looks like it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it looks like it's kind of like Zelda 2. Kind of a puzzly side-scroller world. I may be way off base. It's not too bad. You liked it when you played it. Right on. Time for me to... At the time of night, I've got to head up to bed, Cows says. Great having you here, Cows, as always. Hope you sleep well and have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully I'll have good news to report vis-a-vis this game next time I see you. But, let's not hold our breath. That jump is not good. Nothing about this game is good. Why? This is the pinnacle of gaming? Well, Unfortunately, I think I've reached the pinnacle of progress because I'm on my last life and it's just determined to not let me clear that jump. It's glitched. I wish that were true. I wish this game was not made to be like this. This is not a great place to stand around. Alright, my friends, that's the game for tonight. Thank you very much for being here. We got 2 of them checked off. We finished our Winnie the Pooh game. There's a lot more Winnie the Pooh games coming up. We're going to start a new one next week, probably on Wednesday. And we're done with Legacy of Darkness for a little while. We'll probably pick that one back up again in August or September. But yeah, maybe a stream tomorrow, maybe Sunday, Tuesday at the latest. Next week we're going to play more of this. We're going to play a new Winnie the Pooh game, and we're going to play Hercules on the PlayStation 1. I think we're going to do Disney's Hercules first, and then if we clear that, we're going to do Herc's Adventure next. I don't think Disney's Hercules will be a one-night game, but you know, just in general through the month. Disney's Hercules on and Herc's Adventure on PlayStation 1. Those are what I got my eyes set on for July. As the major things. And there's lots of other stuff mixed in there. We're working on this. We're working on another run in Survival Kids. But let's raid out. Let me see who's live and find us somewhere cool to go. PlayStation 1 game is awesome. I hear good things. I hear good things. It was recommended as something that I was told it's something that I would probably really like. Alright, I think I'll... no, both of those will be first playthroughs. I haven't played either game before. I'm going in blind. My Chat window is messed up a little bit. I can't get it to scroll. There we go. I'm going to send this to Elmac playing Super Star Wars. It's a pretty brutal game. Thank you one last time for being here, my friends. I hope you've had a good night. I really appreciate your company. We had a lot of success, not much in this game, but we got 2 of them checked off, so that's good. And yeah, hopefully I will share your company again very soon. But for tonight, that's it, my friends. We're all done for tonight. It's time to head out. Let's go on an adventure.